Hey guys, welcome back to Micho Makes. My name is Micho. I like to make stuff. Today I've got part number 61 of the Toyota Sprinter Trueno AE86 by DeAgostini. This is the 1/8 scale massive model that we're building together. Without further ado, let's just jump right into this one. Alright, starting off, we've got our cover here. A lot more frames this time. It's a little bit thicker part. Got our parts here. And we've got our magazine. Alright, getting into the magazine here. Looks like we're looking at the Lexus IS. So, looks like we're looking at the Hachiroku kind of cars of the 2000s, kind of inspired by, or kind of sporty cars from Toyota. The IS, 300, I think it was, IS 300 in America. These are really cool cars just because they were Lexus's equivalent of a sports car. They had the Soar and or the SC sports car, but this is more of their kind of sports compact vehicle in regards to their Lexus's line. It was more geared towards kind of a sportier look than their luxury style, which is really cool. Rear-wheel drive, usually, I remember the original ISs came in with a 6-speed manual, I believe. Really cool vehicles. You can see the interior, very, very 2000s. Super cool cars. And it's Lexus, so you know it's going to be really quality. And then they have a feature on the LFA. And if you don't know what the LFA is, it's the almost like a sports concept car for Toyota. They made a very, very limited amount. They are very, very rare. Top Gear did a whole, the original Top Gear did a whole thing because I think the LFA came out, they said in 2009, I believe. But it's such a cool car. If you haven't seen the Top Gear episode on this vehicle, look it up. This is extremely, extremely rare vehicle now. So, if you ever see one in person, you have seen something very, very, very rare. Rolling into this article here, let's take a look. It's the Carina. I don't know too much about this vehicle other than I think it was really kind of slated for the sister vehicle of the Celica. But I'll go ahead and get this focused in on here for you so you can pause the video and read it if you'd like. But you can see it's very sporty, it's compact, coupe too as well. Yeah, it's very 70s, obviously 1970 to 1977. Here I will make sure that you guys can pause that and read it if you'd like. And then you've got a lot of very 70s styling too in the interior. Very, very cool kind of fastback style too as well. Yeah, don't know too much about the Carina, but it looks like a really cool car. Rolling right into the part here. Alright, it looks like we're going to be doing the seat back on the positioning there. And we will take a look at these parts in detail, but just wanted to kind of show off how the assembly will happen. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? There's springs that we're going to be installing. So these springs, it looks like they're going to actually give a little bit of a cushion or bounce to the realism of the vehicle, so you can kind of feel like you're going into it. So it's not actually a cushion with like foam, but springs, it looks like. And it looks like we're looking at aero and like how the wind flies over the vehicles too as well. Looks like they're talking about here spoilers and downforce and creating that too as well. But I'll let you guys read that article if you want. Yeah, this actually says aerodynamics up there. And the Corolla AE86 being, whether it be a fastback or the coupe too as well. I mean, I think it's a pretty aerodynamic vehicle. You can see the vehicle there with the smoke overlays there and how it kind of rolls over the back of the hatched version. Anyway, let's go ahead and grab our knife and open up this pack. I'm going to get the camera positioned and we will get started in reviewing the parts. All right, starting off, let's actually just take the main piece out. And here is the seat back in detail. Let me make sure it's in focus for you guys. You can see it really well. You can see there is a velvety kind of texture on it. And it looks like, I believe in the model techniques, they use a glue and then they dust it on. So you can see kind of on the back there. It's obviously not coming off, which is nice. It's not flaking off. But you can kind of tell that it's hard plastic. This is just that texture overlaid on hard plastic. You can see some of the, I don't know if this is a flaw or what, right there on the kind of side. But obviously as a real seat cushion, it would have foam versus this texture. Oh, and actually this is rubber actually. So you can see me flexing that. So there is some sort of kind of feedback because this is rubberized, but it is not actually like a foam back and fabric. It's rubber piece with the kind of powdered texture on there too as well. So looks really cool. And luckily it's none of the texture is flaking off, but you can kind of see, you can kind of see the texture there too. All right, next piece we have, now this bracket is metal. And I think we're going to be obviously attaching this to the seat. So that's nice and metal. Got a piece here. There. And this is, I believe, feels like it's metal. I think it's very thin metal. Right there. And I think this might be even a recline positioning bar. Same thing here. That was the left one, and this is the right one here. Got a spring here. Nice soft one. Really big. The other spring here. And we've got some AP screws and some AM screws. All right, cool. We will get the seat that we are currently working on, and I'll bring you right back in a second. Okay, I've got the seat now, and it looks like we're going to be attaching the left part here. So this is the left right here, and we're going to be attaching it just like this. So this kind of recessed part is going to be facing towards the inside, and then this protrusion part is going to be facing on the outside, so it's going to be right here. And we're going to be using some AP screws. Okay, there's the left one installed, and right one is just the same thing on the other side. Okay, with that right one installed, we are good to move on to the next part. And the next part is actually taking the seat back here. So we put it in this kind of orientation, and we take this bracket here, and we kind of align the orientation. Oh, actually, no, what we're doing is that we're adding in the structure to the back. So it's actually giving it a little bit more structure. So it's pretty, luckily it's pretty easy to understand what goes where, because you have different hole distances, and I think they kind of made it idiot proof that if you put this in correctly, you're a dumbass. But you can see we just insert this here since this is rubber, and then we have to kind of pull this open this way, like that, and then get this shimmied over here, just like that. Oh yeah, pretty simple, just like that. And then we're set on that, and then I gotta flip the page 1 second here. Okay. We take the back here, and we insert these 2 springs, just like so. And then we kind of align. You can see again, it kind of idiot proof. These are closer together than these 2. You take that after you get those springs in, and you just lay this on top there. When that's laid on top, you take these AM screws, and we secure it to the back. Oops. All right, with that, we're actually done with this part. Let's see what this feels like. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what the springs are for, and maybe there is an explanation I have to look into. Maybe it's just to give a little bit more kind of feedback on the seat a little bit, because that's the only place I can really think. It's just kind of like, these are rubber. I mean, I don't think it needed those springs, but I guess it gives a little bit more of a feedback. If you don't put your finger right here, it's like, oh, that's kind of nice. But you can see how the seat back is going to be positioned. And obviously we have our brackets here for our bottom part. But yeah, that's the part. It was pretty simple. 8 screws, putting this backing on. Oh, I'm sorry, not 8, but we had 4 screws, and then, oh yeah, actually 8 screws. Yeah, 8 screws, and that's it, really. But that's a pretty close and completed seat for this part. But let's take a look and see what we have for the next one. Looks like we're completing the seat. It looks like we have the bottom portion right here, and then also, yeah, I think that might be just the bottom bracket. So after that, we will have a completed driver's seat. Ready to go. But that is part number 61 of the Toyota Sprinter Trueno AE86 by DeAgostini. I really want to thank you guys again for joining me today. Super quick part today, but we are almost completed the seat. So thanks again for joining me today. We'll see you in the next one, part number 62. Bye for now.